Right, I've got to talk quick. Because I said that hormones are more important than training and dieting, I've been disavowed by the health and fitness community. They've categorised me as rogue. They've got WADA agents hunting me down right now. So I've gone to a mate's house, I've got my symbol, and now I'm going to start saying the real stuff about hormones. First, let's just explain why hormones and enzymes are that fundamental and why they're more important than training and dieting. You want to build a house. Basically, hormones are like the workmen, exercise is like the tools, and food is like the raw materials that you need. You can have the best brick, premium timber, top of the line tools, but if these are the guys that are putting your house together, you better rent a while. In the same way, you can have some low-tech tools, some basic raw materials, but if you've got a healthy and committed workforce, you can build this. And with some really primitive tools and one basic raw material, but a legion workforce, you can build this. Well, that analogy went pretty well. Hence why doing some basic training in a makeshift gym and eating what's available doesn't stop you from being in great shape. And also why doing complicated training in a palatial gym and eating by design doesn't mean you will be. So now we come to the crossroads. The internal hormones and the external hormones. Let's take the more common road first. The internal hormones. Your hormones are produced by glands, which are organs. Now remember that, they're organs. In basic anatomy, there are 14 glands in total, but 13 in any one body. Forget the 5 exocrine glands, let's look at the 9 endocrine glands. You've got the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the adrenal, the thyroid, the gonads, the thymus, the pancreas, the pineal gland, and the prostate, in men only. Now I'm going to kick off with a thought. You know the expression, all shapes and sizes? Inside us, there are nearly 80 organs in total. If a quiz show asked, name 6 organs of the human body, here are some of the popular answers. A heart, lungs, liver, a brain, stomach, genitals. There's common knowledge that these come in different sizes. Oh, my stomach shrunk. His heart's nearly twice the size of a normal man's. She has bigger lungs. All that drinking enlarged his liver. And Magic Mike told me more than I need to know about penis pumps. We readily accept there's a variety of size, and that size impacts on function. But when it comes to organs like the adrenals, thyroid, pituitary, testes, seems like size doesn't matter. And yeah, all hormones are important, but these are the taboos in health and fitness. And it's probably not as simple as bigger adrenals produce more adrenaline, because obviously you can have big factories that produce very little and small factories that produce a lot. But that concept's kind of crucial in explaining the variation and levels in people. What we see with our eyes, we accept with our mind. We see a big guy lifting big weights and we accept it. We see a small guy lifting big weights and we try and understand it. But we can't see the glands. And the general message is there isn't much variation, and even if there is, it's not that important. This is the doctor's view. For your adrenals, now listen. Unless you have Addison's disease or Cushing's syndrome, then your adrenal function is just normal. Now, have you considered exercise and diet? For your thyroid, now listen. Unless you have hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, then your thyroid function is just average. Now, have you considered diet? And for your pituitary and testosterone levels, now listen, unless you suffer from hypothyroidism. Now that view just doesn't make a lot of sense, bearing in mind the variation concept, but that's the prevailing view in the medical community. And even I in the past have had a touch of the lab coat syndrome. But there is a hormone that doctors fine-tune, manipulate, monitor and regulate, and they dish these out like sweeties. The contraceptive pill. Now that's estrogen and or progesterone, the female sex hormones, and estrogen's testosterone's his girlfriend. Going to the doctors for contraception and it's, oh, take the pill. Painful period? Take the pill. Preventing anemia? Take the pill. Treating PMS? Take the pill. Avoiding migraines? Yes, take the pill. Treating acne? Yeah, tee off at 3. Yeah, take the pill. Now I'm not saying that's double standards, but yes, Yes, I am saying that actually. It's double standards. Now, not all doctors think this way, but they work in a system that stigmatised, demonised and illegitimized, then privatised and exclusivized certain hormonal therapies. People are left floundering around in the dark if their adrenal, thyroid or testosterone levels are suboptimal. And women are worse off than men in this regard because their adrenal glands produce their testosterone. So when they've fried their adrenals, they lose their muscle mass too. And to try and heal themselves, people end up spending exorbitant amounts of money getting consults from private doctors who must get to work by private jet. I mean, how else do they justify those prices? The open availability of some hormones and the exclusivity of other hormones, if you've got enough money, is a clear double standard. And it's not a health issue. The pill kills people. Some of the deadly side effects are pulmonary embolism, cardiac arrest, heart failure, stroke, and hypertensive disease. Now, I can't find the reason why there's an inconsistency here. Now, usually there's an economic argument, but I can't see it. Maybe it's Puritanism. I better cut this one short because now I'm going to have the medical community after me. Just stay away from the golf courses. In the next one, I'll start going through how to strengthen your glands if they're weak and how to get them to run more efficiently if they're on the go slow. And here's a heads up, it will include some discussions on macro and micronutrients and some thoughts on biomechanics in the glands. Ha! Diet and exercise. So I am right. Thought so. Ha! Yeah, sorry. Is that WADA? Yes. Yeah, I've got information on the whereabouts of a wanted felon. I have no idea how many parts this is going to end up being, but for an area that doesn't get a lot of attention, it's pretty involved.
WADA, open up, open the door, WADA officers.
Anyway, in the meantime, tell me why you think there's a double standard, and if you like my vibe, then please subscribe. What? Ha! Diet and exercise. So what's right?